what I was going to talk about, and you touched a little bit on it, as Earth as a living being, as like a conscious living, entity, like almost like we're fleas on a dog is sometimes the way I put it. Maybe there could be a better analogy, but we're beings
You
on
need to
something
find a
else.
better
Yeah,
analogy,
so
brother.
I don't know. Out of something, Like, I was wondering if you could speak about just Earth as its own consciousness. In the Bible, it talks about the harvest, and I've heard that come up quite a bit. And it's basically a fractaling of realities. And
Yeah.
one of the, I think it was a Pleiadian channeling that I heard. It made it really clear. It's just basically kind of like a cell divide. You've got the cell here, and then you've got two options, right? Higher or lower, are just different, and then they can split. And one of them is the splitting to the new Earth. So I was wondering if you could speak on any perspective of, is that how you kind of see what's happening here, in the way that you're seeing things on what's happening on the planet?
When it presented to me, it presented as DNA strands that almost look like train tracks. I was literally just sitting there in my sleeping bag, and all of a sudden, this vision is just with eyes wide open, huge DNA strands like dividing, and my whole like sleeping bag and everything is like dividing. It was like division of the worlds. And it was like so strong and so immediate. And that's when I get a lot of information is in December about what's happening for the next year. But it was so wild and so present. So I meditated and got more information on that. And they kept saying timeline split, actually dividing the vibrational bandwidths in a physical way, no longer metaphoric. Like this has been metaphoric throughout our journey. We've seen, well, you lose friends, or you lose, those people are watching, Fox News or whatever, and you have no interest. So you see it kind of playing out in this metaphoric way. Yeah, there's kind of like this division going on where you just don't vibe with other people. Now it is the point where it becomes physicalized, which is interesting. It not just to uh, and I feel that even though the prophecies talk about the harvest, gosh, what a terrible term. You just see like this big sickle, like taking the wheat. But it's if we could just like expand out and realize that in a galaxy that honors free will, in a universe that honors free will, the larger thing that's happening is a universal rewrite. That this universe, this universe is built on the vibration of unconditional love. So it's exploring everything that love was and was not. And when Creator has received enough information from a universe, it just breathes it back into its consciousness and it's done. And universes collapse and are birthed all the time. This is something that's consistent. So our experience, in our lower bandwidth, we are spoken to, or we interpret things in language to try and comprehend what's happening on this vast scale. But it's just, even though this timeline split, yes, becomes very physical, very different bandwidths, there's still no separation. That's something that we all want to remember. Some people ask me, what about my cat? Is my son going and I'm not? That kind of thing. It really, if you just pull back from the cosmic perspective and feel into it as source just sorting out realities before they all come back. It's like getting as much information from an experience as possible, which is the only reason why we had these years after the timeline shift to experience the unfolding of it.